How's it going, everyone? This is Dax here with the Dax Files, and I am back out at Kennedy Space Center. I feel like I was just here, because I was, about a month and a half ago. And today I'm here to do something awesome. I'm going to be taking an up-close look at Artemis II before it goes up in about 8 days. So let's head inside the park and let's take a look around. Just made it inside the park, and we can see that there are flags up advertising the upcoming launch of Artemis II. We're going to be taking a special bus tour today. It's going to allow us to get up close and personal with Artemis II. I'm really excited about it. And there's a slight part of me that also isn't, because it gets right up to the ocean and it's cold out. So it's definitely going to be an interesting day here. Tonight is supposed to be the coldest night in Florida in probably close to 10 years, possibly even longer. So it's already cold. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and I'm freezing. So it should definitely be an interesting walk around the park. But I have a little bit of time before the bus tour, so I'm gonna go walk around the park. I think I'm gonna start today with the Heroes and Legends show. It's a cool little screen show, and there's a great exhibit at the end showing some rocket history. I like it. It's a fun little show. It's only been here probably about 8 or 9 years now. I remember coming here like 10 years ago, and it was under construction. Almost 10 years. Oh, maybe it was 10 years ago. Yeah, I think this year was 10 years ago. So yeah, probably about 10 years since this is open. Waiting in the queue to get a great look at the rocket garden. A little bit of an elevated view.
Personal heroes.
You know, I have a lot of heroes.
Who was my hero?
Your hero.
Yeah.
Superman.
Iron Man. Luke Skywalker.
I can remember being inspired, like most young children, by TV heroes.
I was inspired, of course, by science fiction.
I think we all have popular heroes, movie stars that move us emotionally or make us feel heroic. But I think I am who I am today because of my father.
My father was a hero of mine.
Because he protects me when my brother tries to beat me up.
A hero is someone I respect, like my mom.
My hero is my mom, and she inspired me to be a good person.
My hero is Shirley Temple.
I think my hero would be Winston Churchill.
My hero is Dr. Jane Goodall.
Elon Musk.
David Bowie.
My greatest hero was my maternal grandfather.
Both of my parents are my heroes because growing up, they taught me that I can do whatever I want to do.
They pushed me to be a better person.
Well, everybody that plays into a person's life contributes something and is a hero in some way.
Well, to actually be a hero, I just think you've got to...
You need to be smart.
To be brave.
You're both the only people to be a hero.
A hero means that you have to be determined and really, really, really want to achieve your goals.
Você consegue ser o que você quiser na vida, desde que você estude, trabalhe, persista e sempre faça mais do que esperam de você.
It takes a lot to be a hero. It takes selflessness,
honesty, integrity,
doing what you feel is right,
sacrifice, perseverance, and accountability.
Next to the hero is
the brave as can be.
I never give up.
Good morning, class.
I think that teachers are incredibly important.
Mr. Miller, ninth grade teacher, a hero.
These leaders, these people that inspire you, they're everywhere.
Heroes are people who, by their actions and their presence and everything that they do, inspire you to want to be like them.
I think you need a pioneer spirit and just be willing to push the boundaries of what we can achieve as humans, as people.
Being Canadians, we love Chris Hadfield.
Chuck Yeager's my hero. He's my hero because he was the first man to break the sound barrier.
Tuskegee Airmen, those are the people that sort of paved the way for me with reference to aviation.
And I used to ride my bicycle out to the airport on a regular basis and just sit and watch the airplanes come and go.
My father was Signal Corps, the Air Corps, then the Air Force, then Reserve.
As I grew up, I had my own heroes. Charles Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh, he was, of course, a hero to a lot of young boys in the era that I had grown up.
I think you're probably going to get a similar answer from, I should say, many of the astronauts who are around my age. It was the Apollo program.
Oh yeah, lots of space heroes.
Buzz Aldrin.
Neil Armstrong.
When I was 9 years old, we landed Apollo 11 on the moon.
Y es un privilegio, es algo mágico realmente, esa experiencia, la conexión que hay entre un astronauta y mucha gente.
Belief in myself started with a very small act from a man named Gene Cernan. For many years, he sent me patches from each of the Apollo space missions.
Guys like John Glenn and Gus Grissom and John Young. And
Alan Shepard Foote, Wally Schirra, John Glenn.
In my opinion, he came as an American hero, but he never acted like such.
So those are the types of people that I really admire the most. People that were out on the forefront of exploration, putting their lives on the line. Those guys are the real heroes.
I was very impressed with their accomplishments.
I can't imagine ever doing what they do. It's amazing.
They're all the same type of personalities. They work hard, they set goals, they achieve.
He always helps human beings, so that's a hero.
We choose to go to the moon and just maintain and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We're not able at this time to get a specific identification on what the problem is. T-minus 40 seconds now, and counting. All systems go.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting.
Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept.
The ignition sequence start.
One we are willing to postpone. And one we intend to win.
All right, lift off and the clock has started. Yes, sir. Reading loud and clear.
Please watch your step as you enter the next theater. Guests with wheelchairs, scooters, or those who cannot use stairs should stay to the right. Once you have stepped onto the platform, move all the way across. Should you need to leave the presentation for any reason, please exit using the doors located to your left. As a reminder, we kindly ask that you refrain from the usage of any cell phone or external video lighting.
Here's a pretty good spot to watch the show.
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon for the first time. I was 10 years old, growing up in Southern California. And what it was about watching them do that, I don't know, but I couldn't take my eyes off the television.
Can't really see it from here, but like I'm on the first floor of this, and the screen. So I'm gonna pan down to this for just a minute. There's definitely a big jump there. I want to say it's about 15 feet up. All right, here goes the show.
When I listened to that, I just, for some reason,
maybe not.
decided that that's what I wanted to do.
So definitely a deep pit here.
The Mercury astronauts were flying. Yeah, that was when my dream was really beginning to come alive.
I do remember the Alan Shepard launch as a response to...
Just trying to get a good angle here.
out into space at 5,000 miles per hour. Alan Shepard will rocket to 115 miles above the Earth. He will weigh nearly 1,000 pounds with the punishing acceleration of a giant booster rocket.
You know the old desire of all pilots, when you walk up to the airplane, you always kick the tires just to be sure they're not flat. This particular rocket I was never going to see again. So I just stopped as I approached it, looked up into the glare of the spotlights, and took a look at the rocket. Sort of another way of kicking the tires, so to speak.
You have to remember my time of growing up in the 1930s. The people of the past, the barnstormers and the people that did the early triumphs in aviation, and one of them, of course, was Charles Lindbergh. They asked me if I would sort of escort Lindbergh down on the beach watching for the launch of Apollo 11.
It'll be a memorable flight.
Kind of like your first flight across the Atlantic.
The flight I'll remember most is your Apollo 8. The first flight to go around the moon.
Now we're going to land on that moon.
As I walked with my hero, looked up at that flaming candle taking off for the stars, it all came full circle. A spark of inspiration shaped my career, and my journey took me beyond my wildest dreams to places like the moon. We had just to turn that spark into a flame with the fuel of curiosity. To learn from our failures, never give up until the goal was reached. My heroes and their heroes before them were driven by this notion. So was the entire NASA team when they started this amazing journey into space. Our heroes and legends drive us into the future. Each generation inspires the next to go further into the unknown, beyond our solar system, beyond our galaxy. I can't wait to see where you will go.
Please watch your step as you exit the theater and enjoy your experience at Heroes and Legends.
It's a pretty good show, pretty inspiring.
Whose courage and determination.
It's also just a little bit on the nauseating side. You notice the capsule started spinning and spinning and spinning, and the whole screen was spinning. It's like, if you're looking down or if you're looking the wrong way, whew, it can definitely be a little bit on the nauseating side if you get motion sickness.
Represents triumph over diversity and inclusion. Mae Jemison, a scientist, doctor, and the first African American woman in space, carried the whole.
So I'm going to kind of go quickly through this. I've got about an hour until my tour. I definitely want to try to grab like lunch or something before I go on that tour. I've covered this walkthrough at the end of the show before. I haven't covered the show before, but this walkthrough, last time I did a Kennedy Space Center vlog, I went through here in a little bit more detail than I'm going to go through right now. Love this quote. Exploration is really the essence of the human spirit. Love that.
Noticed a signal which was indicating that the heat shield had come loose. We began to ask him questions.
Do I feel any bumping or something like that? So it's quite obvious they weren't telling me exactly what they were thinking on the ground.
Hey, Captain, this is Cape Flight. You want the astronaut to put the switch in the auto division. If he gets a red light, then we want him to re-enter with the back on.
NASA. According to traveling Matt Fraggle in the Fraggle Rock Show, NASA stands for Never Attempt Silly Acrobats. Or Acrobatics. Acrobatics. That's a Gemini 9 capsule. Do a quick little pan around it. inside there. The Astronaut Hall of Fame is also attached to this building, and I did want to point out that this week is the anniversary of 3 of the NASA disasters, or the 3 NASA disasters. That, you know, Apollo 13 came home, so we don't call that one a disaster. At least I don't. But it was a tragedy. But maybe that's not even the right word for it. The Apollo 1 fire anniversary was this week. The Challenger disaster anniversary was this week. And then tomorrow, February 1st, is the 23rd anniversary of the Shuttle Columbia tragedy. It's Alan Shepard, first American in space. Just gonna pan around here real quick. Then we're gonna move on to our next. I want to try to grab lunch, I think, before I go on the tour. The tour's gonna be about 2 hours long. I'm not gonna go all the way in, but it's a great tribute to all of NASA's astronauts, not just the ones that have been lost. Oh, this, I don't think I've ever noticed this before, but this is the space-flown U.S. flag for the 1st and 100th American space flight. That's awesome. So it flew aboard a Mercury Redstone in 1961 with Alan Shepard, and then in 1995 on Space Shuttle Atlantis. That's awesome. I did not know that. I must have overlooked that every other time I've been here. All right. That was Heroes and Legends. Walking up towards the rocket garden. Take a quick walk through there. I've covered that before in previous videos, both when I was here in December, and then I did a vlog back in August, or July or August, I don't remember, but I also covered it in that video as well. I'm just gonna take a quick little walk through. Such a cool entrance to a theme park. And yes, I consider Kennedy Space Center a theme park. It has a theme. It is a park. It has rides. There are 2 rides here. You have the Gateway Spaceport KSC attraction. And then you have the shuttle launch simulator over at Space Shuttle Atlantis. So yes, I consider Kennedy Space Center an actual theme park. I'm gonna head over to Gateway. Last time I was here, I tried the Space Bowl Bistro. It's got very limited hours. So I'm gonna walk over there and grab lunch before I go on my explore tour to see Artemis II. I did do this tour when Artemis I was getting ready to go up. The first time it was supposed to go up, the weather had other plans for it. Hurricane Ian was about to come through, and so I was the last tour to see it before they rolled it in before Hurricane Ian. And then they rolled it back out after the hurricane and launched it, I think it was a couple months later. And it definitely had a little bit of a delay to it. The grand reveal. All of those deep space rockets. Pan around real quick. We're going to see this big guy in just a little bit. Artemis rocket. So excited. Alright, so I'm going to come over here to the Space Bowl Bistro. We'll take a little break. See you guys after lunch. So I'm at the Space Bowl Bistro now, and I got the same thing I got last time, the brisket bowl. It is so good. All right, lunch was great. Definitely the best food at Kennedy Space Center is at the Space Bowl Bistro. Only thing I ever want to try there is the brisket bowl. It's that good. Got a nice little kick to it. Healthy. Even though I'm not necessarily the biggest health food fan, it's definitely healthy and delicious, which is not common. Fraggle Rock shows up here on the main concourse. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, I am going to have to skip Fraggle Rock today because the only show times are 12:30 and 1:45, and I will still be on my tour by the time that second show goes. So I'll have to catch it again some other time. It was fun for what it was. Definitely child-centric show, but those of us who grew up with Fraggle Rock would enjoy it. See, astronaut training experience. I think I did this as a kid. I don't think it was called this back then. I would love to do something like this again sometime. I may have to try to get an experience here on a future visit. Got about 20 minutes before my tour. I don't think I've ever noticed this before. In fact, I'm going to go around to the other side of it. The pavement here is the Earth. Got actually no, that's South America there, because here's Mexico. And right about here is where we are right now. Kennedy Space Center. Somewhere in this general area where my foot was. Pan back up. Oh man. That dude's in shorts and flip-flops. So is that guy over there. It's too cold for that. It's already like 40 something. Okay, I'm lying. It's actually 60. It feels colder than 60. I think there's no humidity in the air right now. It's even too cold for me to be in shorts and flip-flops. It feels too cold anyway. Take a walk through Journey to Mars real quick. Okay, they are automatic doors. I was about to go open one and then I would have been hit. Okay, that's our good friend Artemis. We are heading to see Artemis II. About 20 minutes or so. So excited. We'll also get up close to the vehicle assembly building. We'll get to go to the gantry at LC39, which I did in my last vlog from here. I also posted that as a standalone video. And we'll go to the Saturn V Center, which I probably won't spend too much time at today because I've got that Hyperdeck planned, and I kind of want to walk through and do the space launch simulator. I do have a show throughout the day on the stage. I probably won't get to see it today. They do have a little edutainment show. Love that poster. If I could buy that somewhere, I totally would. Yeah, probably miss that little stage show. I mean, it's just a little educational thing. It's not some big elaborate stage show. Well, there's a room they definitely don't want me to see, so I'm not gonna look with the camera. The AV equipment room for this building. Possibly the whole park, I'm not sure. All right, so this is the InSight Mars lander. This is apparently how they monitor seismic activity on Mars. So looking for, I guess you can't call them earthquakes, Marsquakes? Marsquakes, they're looking for Marsquakes. And then this is the Sojourner rover down here. This was launched in 1996. Let's see if I can get a better angle of it. There we go. So this landed July 4th, 1997. In Ares Vallis on Mars. This is the Space Exploration Vehicle. Small pressurized rover about the size of a pickup truck and can house 2 astronauts for up to 14 days with sleeping and sanitary facilities. It is designed to require little or no maintenance and be able to travel hundreds of miles, climbing over rocks and up 40-degree slopes during its 10-year life exploring. Space tank. essentially what that is. This is the Perseverance rover. Obviously, these aren't the real rovers, because I believe Perseverance is definitely still out there. Well, obviously, it's never coming back. But, so yeah, these are definitely replicas. Probably prototypes. I probably sound really dumb right now. This is the Curiosity rover. Using 10 science instruments, Curiosity found evidence that rivers and lakes existed in Gale Crater for perhaps 1 million years in the past. Smooth, round pebbles that likely rolled a few miles downstream in a river were discovered. Mud from the bottom of a series of ancient shallow lakes dried and formed 1,000 feet high rock formations. I'm gonna try to pan up to this. I hope it's not too far up. This is the Ingenuity helicopter. Cool. Well, that's the Journey to Mars exhibit. Love that poster too. Alright, so I think I'm going to start heading, hold on, I'm looking at something real quick. Actually, I love that music that's playing in here. Very sci-fi. Alright, well I'm going to go start getting ready for my Explore tour. Let's stop and grab a water bottle, I think, real quick. And then I'm gonna go get in line for the tour. All right, I'm all badged up, ready for the tour. We're just waiting on the bus. Tour's getting ready to depart now, and I can see some land clearing over here next to the Shuttle Atlantis building. Kind of wondering if we might be getting an attraction at Kennedy Space Center. It's a big plot of land they've cleared. I think there was a building there before, but I don't remember. Yes. So I just looked it up, and yeah, they demolished a pretty decent sized building and a parking lot over here. Definitely think we might be getting some kind of new addition to Kennedy Space Center in this area. Pretty much from the edge of the building
So, first thing you've got to notice
Atlantis is demolished.
Some blue buildings over there.
I am up on the top floor of the gantry at LC39. It is cold up here. I think from ground level to up here, I want to say the temperature's dropped at least 10 degrees. But we have our first look at Artemis II out in the background. We will be getting much, much, much closer soon. It's going to be our next stop, I believe. There we go. It's a little bit of a better shot there. So yeah, we'll be getting much closer to Artemis II very, very soon. We're going to continue down to the launch pad a little bit later. Let me just take a look around. Whew. Can't wait to get closer to the Atlantic. It's gonna be even colder out there. So over here, we have SpaceX facilities. This is where they launch all the Falcon 9 rockets. And the Falcon Heavy. Pan around a little bit so we can, we're not gonna be able to get Artemis and SpaceX facility in the same shot here, but we'll get another look at Artemis there. So Artemis is supposed to go out next Sunday at the earliest. I'm very tempted to come out here for it. I may be doing that. All of a sudden the wind stopped. When I got up here it was like super windy. And now it's not. Maybe the building is shielding me, I don't know. I'm gonna move on. We have made it to the main attraction of today's tour. I'm not talking about the Atlantic Ocean, which is right there. I'm talking about this guy right here. Let me zoom in on her a little bit. There she is. Artemis II. So we are about 8 days out from launch. So to be able to see it that close is pretty awesome, in my opinion. They were supposed to have already fueled it, but because of the Arctic freeze we're supposed to experience this weekend, they've actually delayed the fueling to Monday. So they're going to fuel it Monday. They'll start their wet dress rehearsal, and then targeted launches now Sunday, February 8th, which is probably when this video is going to come out. So very close to seeing this thing launch. One last look, Artemis II, before we head on to our next stop. She's beautiful. I took a bunch of pictures. I'll probably throw a few into the vlog as well. But she's beautiful.
I don't got it.
Get a little bit of a closer look at the rocket right there. We're like right at the launch pad right now. One more look right up at the base of the launch pad. Definitely a lot of activity happening out there today. Oh, okay, that's a lie. There's like nothing going on right now. Just one security vehicle. Now at one of our last exclusive stops for the tour. We'll head to the Saturn V Center to wrap it up, but there is the vehicle assembly building up close. Massive. Actually, I'm going to go back over to this side a little bit. If you're not familiar with Kennedy Space Center, if you're not familiar with the vehicle assembly building, over on the side here, those big gray towers sticking out of the side, those are actually doors. There's two on that side. I believe there's two on the other as well. Actually, no, I think it's just those two. We'll find out when we get to the other side. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, those are actually vehicle doors. They take about 45 minutes to open and close each. The tour guide was talking about that a little bit. I do love getting to walk around through here. It's so cool. If you're a big space nerd like myself, this is definitely a good extra tour to take. The regular bus tours don't get up close to the launch pads. You go to the launch gantry that we started at, but you don't get to go over to the launch pad. So that's exclusive to the upcharge tour. Yeah, we just walked all the way up to the VAB. I'm gonna come around on this side. The tour guide was also talking about this right here. This is the launch abort system for the Orion capsule. It's being used on Artemis. So if there's some kind of crisis during launch, the launch system would eject the Orion capsule from the rocket itself to help bring the astronauts home to safety. As we're prepping for that first crewed launch last week, I'm sure they've been doing a lot of extensive testing on this just in case something were to go wrong with the launch. But let's hope that doesn't ever happen with the Orion space program. So yeah, that sits on top of the Orion capsule. So like, if you look back at when we were just over at the rocket itself, you would see that this is right on top of the capsule. This is the control arm. Oh, this is the control arm. So this is what pulls away. I can show the diagram here. So this is what pulls away from the space shuttle when it's go for launch. So this is how the crew gets into the shuttle, and then when it's time for launch, it pulls away. We'll take a walk through the control arm. Zoom out a bit. Walking through history right now. It's so cool. This is the armored escape vehicle. This was in the event that there was an emergency on the launch pad. They could get the astronauts and any other crew on the launch pad out. Built like a tank. That way, you know, if the rocket were to explode on the launch pad, the vehicle would remain intact. This vehicle. One more look at that beautiful, beautiful VAB. Those giant doors on the side. Oh, and they did a on the ground here. This is a small sample of the scale of the American flag. It's over on the VAB. I'm panning back around over there. That American flag there is 21 stories tall. 21 stories. It's insane. This is the 7th largest building by volume in the world, and the largest single-story building in the world. All right, that's your last look at the VAB. We're now going to head over to the Saturn V Center. Just arrived now at our last stop of the tour. This is the Apollo Center. Last time I did a vlog, I went to the whole pre-show, which is really cool. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to drop a sub and check that video out. It's from back last August. I'm gonna skip that pre-show today just because there's some other things that I want to do. So I'm just gonna walk around the Apollo Saturn V Center and then head back to the main park.
This would have been a good day to wear my Townhouse jacket.
You can definitely feel a violent cold front coming through. It's supposed to be like 25 degrees tomorrow, at most. Look at the front of the building here. This is the area you don't usually see if you come into the main entrance of the Apollo Center. I'll go inside in a little bit. I want to go over here, check out the Banana Creek viewing area. We'll be able to get one last look at Artemis II. They do have a larger launch viewing area over on this side. Tempted to try to get a ticket for next week, but we will see.
Yeah, I saw there's a Falcon 9 flying tonight.
It'll be another hour, folks.
They kept delaying.
Oh. Apparently there is a launch tonight, a Falcon 9 launch. There she is one more time. Not a great view of her because we're kind of far back. Oh, it's not a great view on the camera, but it's a great view in person. We'll come up to the top of the seating area here so you can get a little bit better of a shot. Go. So calm and peaceful out here. And then when the launch happens, you feel the ground rumbling. All the birds start flying away in 50 different directions. It's definitely an experience.
Yeah.
I've seen a Falcon Heavy launch from out here, and I watched the very last shuttle mission, Atlantis. I saw that from Titusville. They're loud, and it definitely feels like an earthquake. Actually, I'm going to try to get a couple pictures of this too before I go back down. So I'm pulling my other equipment. All right, one last look at Artemis. We'll zoom in on her. There you go. That is your last look for today at Artemis II. I'm going to explore the Saturn V Center for probably about half an hour or so. Maybe not even. I just love the landscape out here. It's so calm and peaceful. For the first time today, I might need my sunglasses. It's been dark and dreary. Of course, the sun comes out after I go to view Artemis. Yeah, I've always loved the palm trees, and it's a nice view out here. Now let's head inside the Saturn Center. One of my favorite spots in the park. I mean, I have a lot of favorite spots here, but this one in particular is a lot of fun. A big building. There's a cafe in here. Up until I discovered the Space Bowl Bistro at Gateway, that was actually like my favorite spot to eat here. I mean, it was just basic theme park food, but it was all right. The main restaurant was never my favorite, the Orbit Cafe. Never my favorite. We'll take a look back.
You'll walk across a bit of an orange access arm, and by the way, a lot of the rest of that access arm is on the second floor of the gift shop.
I don't think I knew that they did guided tours in here. Looks like there's a show going in the Lunar Theater. So I will probably go check that out. I will come back to this with the anniversary of the Apollo 1 fire being just this past week. I think it'd be a great time to visit the Apollo 1 tribute. So I'll come back to that as soon as the show's over. The show's pretty brief. Let's go check out the show. I've actually never done the Apollo 1 tribute. It'd be nice to see that.
We are following, of course, listening to the conversation on this last pass around the moon before the descent orbit fire. And that's the firing of the descent orbit engine for the first time. It has not been tested on this mission. It has not been tested in flight at all.
I love this. They have, I'm kind of keeping my camera here because there's a kid laying on the ground, but you can sit in a couch where these folks are sitting currently, and you could watch the Apollo live broadcast from when Apollo landed on the moon. It's cool. So I'm gonna watch the show. It starts in about 2 minutes, so I'll keep the camera on unless they tell me I can't. And I'll respectfully put it away.
And this is where it's really critical. You have only 85 seconds of fuel left to change the landing spot. If it screw up, we're going to go
Mission control, everybody is stunned. At 300 feet, the Eagle has left its flight plan and taken off at full speed across the face of the moon.
Eagle Houston is descent to fuel. The monitor, over.
90 seconds of fuel remaining. Now less than 200 feet, and the Eagle is too low to safely abort back into orbit. They call this part of the flight plan Dead Man's Curve. All that's left for mission control is to read off the fuel remaining in seconds.
60 seconds.
The entire moon landing has come down to 2 men and 1 minute.
Forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Make shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward, just into the right hole. Down 1/2. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. Tranquility Station here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
A short time later, history is made again.
Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
For one incredible moment, we are one people with one history, watching our destiny unfold.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It was a moment shared by an entire world.
Here, man, from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon. It came in peace for all mankind.
With these first steps, mankind stood on the highest ground, and we saw our planet as our home port in the endless ocean of space.
On behalf of NASA and the Kennedy Space Center, thank you for visiting the Apollo Saturn V Center today, and enjoy the rest of your tour.
That's cool. I think I've seen this maybe once before, but it was, God, probably when I was a kid. Either when I was a kid or maybe when I came here like 10 years ago for the first time in 20-something years. I don't know. Take a look around here at some of the exhibits real quick. That's the Apollo 14 capsule. Also have a moon rock sample right here. Visor there. Oh, interesting. Has a 24 karat gold plating on it. That's cool. This suit was worn by Alan Shepard on Apollo 14. That's cool. Some prototypes. The spacesuit. It was used on Apollo. This one's giving Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout vibes, just a little bit. All right, before I take a bus back to the main park, I'm gonna take a quick walk through the Apollo 1 memorial. It's up here. Dang, I didn't realize how large that theater was. I ended up all the way back on the other side of the building. So what I like about the Saturn V Apollo Center the most, now that I've seen that show and I remember that show, I really love how you watch the launch from the perspective of mission control, and then you can go into the lunar theater and you can see the actual landing. It's awesome. An astronaut van. Last time I was here, I did not look inside this. That's how they get to the launch pad. Oh, I saw over here you can touch the moon. I don't think I've ever done that either. Leave your footprints on the moon. I don't know if that was working in a nice spot or not. Oh, there we go. There we go. I left a footprint on the moon. Projection. The moon projection.
I took a photo on YouTube.
Thank you. So 3.7 billion years ago.
There we go. Touching a piece of the moon. It's nice. The moon felt smoother than I would have expected. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and start heading back to the main park. I'm going to go get in line for the trams. I'll probably start recording again, either when I get back there or when I'm on my way. Okay, so I'm back at the main park. I have about 15 minutes until I do the VR thing that I signed up for. One, the wind is absolutely insane out here now. It's definitely picked up quite a bit. But I wanted to point out that construction area that I noted at the beginning of the tour. Now, obviously, I haven't seen an official announcement yet, so I'm going to kind of hold off on getting too excited about this, but the tour guide on the bus just now mentioned that they're going to build an indoor roller coaster in this space next to Shuttle Atlantis. They have been adding more rides to Kennedy Space Center, the Space Shuttle Simulator in Gateway. And so I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised at the same time because they do have some other rides here. But I think that'd be a cool addition to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, an indoor roller coaster. Again, I'm taking that with a grain of salt until there's like an official announcement. I have not seen any kind of official announcement about that, but that is what the tour guide just said as we were pulling back into the visitor complex. I'm gonna try to sneak in a quick little walk to Atlantis before I head out after the VR thing. I'm not gonna ride Gateway today. That would be really interesting. I wonder what, I mean, obviously it'd be space themed, which would be funny because Legoland's Galactic Coaster is opening next month, which is also an indoor space themed roller coaster. That'll be really cool if it's true. That would be an awesome addition to Kennedy Space Center. I would definitely be a fan of that. The temperature is dropping rapidly. It was like 62 a little bit ago. It is now down to 55, and it is very, very windy. So I'm gonna enter. Actually, do I want to try to get to the memorial? Oh, I got 13 minutes. I should be able to do a quick little lap. Especially with all of the anniversaries this week of the NASA incidents. I feel like that would be a great little walk. Guess I won't know until I watch this back. I've got the windscreen on my microphone right now, but I don't know if it's even gonna work. The wind is, they're saying possibly up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts tonight, which if accurate, that's the reason why it's going to get so cold. That's a great shot right there. I watched a Falcon 9 Heavy, or Falcon Heavy launch from over here a few years back. Take just a quick little look here at the memorial. Okay. Gonna head over now to do the VR. It's called Hyperdeck VR. Last time I was here, I did a Blue Origin launch simulator, which was in VR. It was all right, but this is more of like an interactive game, and I've never done it. So, and it's free with your admission. You just have to reserve it ahead of time. When you get to the park, you can reserve that. So yeah, it's called Hyperdeck VR. I think it's called Mission to the Moon or something like that, or Moon Mission. Ooh, there's that wind again. Cold. At least it feels cold. The temperature right now says 57, but with the wind and the lack of humidity, it definitely feels, actually, it might be pretty humid. I'm not sure. I haven't even looked at that. Let's look. I don't see it. Humidity 54%, so it is definitely on the chilly side. I thought this there was kind of cool. Planet Play. It's a playground. I'm not gonna go in there. I need to get to this appointment. Oh, it's trippy. It is very trippy. So yeah, this is the IMAX theater. They actually do premieres there. I have not seen one here, but yeah, they will sometimes host IMAX movie premieres. Okay. I'm gonna get the camera put up for a little bit. I'll give a review of this thing when I'm done.
You can see the lunar outpost on here. The standard size pales in comparison to the South Pole heating basin. Roughly 1,600 miles in diameter, it is one of the largest craters in the entire solar system. Gravity on the lunar sources along the way. First lunar outpost on that initiating thrusters. Hold on tight.
Alright, so like a roller coaster type portion of this. There we go, I finished in the top scores for today. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind, no I didn't. That's not me. That's me. That's just showing recent scores. Not bad though. Thank you. It was fun. It was kind of like Millennium Falcon. So normally to get into Space Shuttle Atlantis, you gotta go through the pre-shows, but we are kind of cutting it close on time for the day. So I'm actually just gonna go into the gift shop and head straight up to the 3rd floor of the building. It's gonna be in through here. You just want to see the shuttle. This is always a good little quote-unquote hack. Just go into the Shuttle Express gift shop. Ooh, cold.
Drop ride. It's going to be about 5,000 miles of atmosphere you come through. These little reactions.
All right. It's definitely starting to get dark and dreary out here. The winter storm has definitely arrived. I don't think we'll see snow over on this side or even in Orlando. I know it's definitely a good possibility for like the Tampa Bay area, but I think those chances diminished for it coming to Central Florida.
Wait, what? How does water come off of it?
Definitely some strong wind gusts. I'll pop into the store for a few minutes. If I see anything of interest, I'll start recording again at that point. I'm gonna head inside for just a few before making my way out of the park. They do actually have quite a bit of Artemis II merch. Looks pretty interesting. They have this blue polo with the mission patch on it. I think that was $65.99, something like that. $70 bucks. And then for just a couple dollars more, you can get this Under Armour quarter zip. We also have, this is the generic Artemis cup. And then they have a mission-specific shirt over here as well. Pull it out. That's kind of cool. They also have a lanyard for Artemis II specifically, so that's cool. This hat's kind of cool too. Very vintage pattern on it. And then they have a little bit of Fraggle Rock merch that was not here when I came for the show's grand opening. They have all three of the characters in the show, so they have Uncle Traveling Matt, they have Red, and on this last shelf they have Gobo. Yeah, those weren't here last time I was here for the grand opening. They also have this Roosevelt shirt as well, which I believe is probably around 75 bucks, 80, so 80 bucks for the Fraggle Rock shirt. What? Oh, they also have this as well. Keep outer space beautiful. That's cool. Actually very surprised. They haven't done much marketing for that show. I haven't seen a single billboard for it. I think, oops, sorry. I think most people just don't even know it's there. Which is a little concerning. So these kind of cool too. The colors on it. All right. Well, I think I am going to start making my way towards the exit. Park closes in about 15 minutes, and kind of want to get on the road and try to get home before the temperature drops another, literally like 40 degrees tonight. Definitely want to be at home, curled up under like 10 different blankets. Definitely want to miss out on the extreme freeze. So I pointed out earlier in the vlog that the pavement was the Earth. And right in front of the Universe Theater where the Fraggle Rock show plays, it's actually the moon. Another little detail that I'd never noticed before. Another Artemis flag down. Whew. Holy. I just got like taken aback a bit by that wind gust. My God. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a rough night. This is gonna be a rough night to live in Florida. So by the time this video comes out, my Universal vlog from the other day also should be out. And I mentioned in that video that I was looking at getting a new camera to improve my POV game. That camera has been ordered. I'm getting the DJI Osmo Nano, which will be great because I'll be able to magnetically attach it to my shirt and walk around maybe with a little less shakiness that I sometimes get with this camera or when I use my phone on the gimbal that I have. So that'll be exciting. I've got another vlog I'm planning next Saturday because it seems to be a pattern. I do Kennedy Space Center and then I do Legoland. So I am actually going to Legoland next Saturday for Ninjago weekends, which will be a lot of fun. And then I'll be back there a couple weeks later for the grand opening of the Galacticoaster, which I'm definitely excited about. So I got a lot of cool projects coming up. Cool little adventures. I love this 3D screen. So yeah, I took most of January off. I had some life things that I needed to get straightened out, like work. And February, got a lot coming up. Definitely looking forward to the new camera. Looking forward to doing some new vlogs. She is the famous NASA globe, the meatball, as it was originally called. I'll back try to get another look at it. Man, that wind is vicious right now. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this Kennedy Space Center vlog. I don't have any other trips planned out here yet Though I might look into, I don't know if it'll be at the park or not, but I'm contemplating coming out for the Artemis II launch next weekend. I guess we'll see if I can make that work out with the Legoland event and everything. If this is your first time watching the Dax Files, would definitely appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. I've got great adventures planned for the rest of 2026, and would love to share the journey with you. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with anyone you know who loves space. Whew. Whoa. That was a particularly violent gust of wind. I'm getting out of here right on time. I'm definitely dreading the drive back to Orlando in this wind, though. Whew. As I was saying, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if this is your first time joining me. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of everything talked about today, from Artemis II to the possibility or probability at this point of an indoor roller coaster coming to Kennedy. It'd be a great addition. That's gonna wrap it up for today's vlog. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.